stop. Do not scroll. Do not look away. My beloved child, stop right here. Pause your racing thoughts. Quiet the noise around you. This is not random content. This is a divine appointment. I have stepped into your timeline, into your day, into the very room where you sit, and I am placing my hand on your shoulder. I am calling you into a holy moment. Do not turn away. Let me see you without the mask. I have watched your private battle. I have seen the cycle that drags you back into hiding. I know the exact hour you smile for others while your heart trembles. I know the late-night bargaining with yourself, the promise to do better tomorrow, the heaviness when tomorrow comes and you feel the same. I am not here to shame you. I am here to interrupt what has been repeating. My child, hear me. This is mercy reaching for you. This is the door opening that you asked me for when you thought I was not listening. Do not turn away. Let me see you without the mask. I know the reflex that rises in you right now, the urge to click away, to delay, to say, not today. I'm too tired. I'm too far gone. I've heard messages like this before and nothing changed. I see the fear of being exposed, the fear that if you let down your guard for a moment, the avalanche of feelings will bury you. I see the shame that says, if God really saw me, he would walk away. My beloved, I am speaking with compassion, not condemnation. I am nearer than your breath, and I am not recoiling. I am drawing closer. Do not turn away. Let me see you without the mask. You did not stumble here by mistake. Every step, every search, every weary sigh, none of it went unseen. I have tracked your trail of tears like a map. I have traced every unspoken prayer. When you thought no one would understand if they knew, I was listening, holding you in the silence. You saw my quiet and called it absence. I called it preparation. But today is not quiet. Today is interruption. Today is me, placing a line across your path and saying, stop, look at me, give me your full attention. My child, if you leave now, you will miss the clarity and release I am ready to give you today. Do not turn away. Let me see you without the mask. Feel the weight of this moment. Not the weight of your failure, but the weight of my love leaning in. The weight of my mercy tipping the scale in your favor. The weight of heaven's attention resting on your story. I know the names you have called yourself in secret. I know the labels others tried to brand upon your soul. But I am the one who authored your beginning, and I am not finished. You are not defined by your worst day, your hidden habit, or your most recent regret. You are seen by me fully, and yet you are not rejected. I want you to breathe that in. I want you to say it in your heart, even now. I am seen and I am not rejected. Do not turn away. Let me see you without the mask. I can feel you negotiating again. Maybe I'll watch later. Maybe I'll circle back after I get my heart together. No, my child, listen. You do not need to be assembled to come to me. You do not need to be perfect to be present. Bring me the tangle, the confusion, the disappointment with yourself. Bring me the questions that embarrass you. Bring me the memory you avoid because it makes your chest tighten. I am not afraid of your truth. I am the truth, and when truth meets truth, chains begin to lose their grip. If you walk away now, that grip will try to tighten again. Do not turn away. Let me see you without the mask. This is a time-sensitive mercy, not because my love has an expiration date, but because certain doors open in appointed moments, and you are standing at one now. The words I will speak to you in this encounter carry keys, keys of clarity, keys of release, keys that unlock the room you have been pacing for years. The enemy of your soul would prefer distraction. He would prefer you to scroll past your own deliverance. But I am here with a holy insistence. Stay, listen, lean closer. I will not waste your pain. I will not waste this moment. Do not turn away. Let me see you without the mask. I am not here to expose you to the crowd. I am here to draw you into my gaze, where fear dissolves and shame loses its voice. You have tried to fix yourself in the dark. You have tried to earn worthiness by effort. Hear me. You cannot outsin my mercy, and you cannot outrun my love. My forgiveness is not reluctant. My compassion is not rationed. I am not measuring you by your failures. I am measuring you by my cross. And at the cross, I declared you worthy of rescue. My child, take the risk to be seen. Do not turn away. Let me see you without the mask. I see the fatigue. I see the bone-deep weariness that says, I don't have another fight in me. That is why I am fighting for you in this very moment. I am moving obstacles you cannot move. I am lifting burdens you have gotten used to carrying. I am touching the place in you that has been numb so long you forgot what hope tastes like. Let hope rise now. Let your shoulders drop. Let the breath you've been holding finally exhale. Even this small surrender, this choice to stay, matters to heaven. If you leave now, you will miss what I'm about to place in your hands. Do not turn away. Let me see you without the mask. My beloved child, I have called you here by name. I am not a distant narrator. I am your Father, your Maker, your Redeemer. I have walked with you through every valley you couldn't name publicly. I have collected every tear you were ashamed to show. And I am not asking you to perform. I am asking you to be present. Present to my love. Present to my voice. Present to the healing I am already releasing. The time is now, not tomorrow. Now. Do not turn away. Let me see you without the mask. Stay with me, and you will understand why I stopped you. Stay with me, and you will feel the turn begin. Stay with me, and the next words you hear will start to set you free. Lean closer, my child. I am here with eyes that do not miss you. I see what you hide, the smile you arrange for others, the silence you retreat into when the room empties, the secret tears you wipe away with the back of your hand before anyone can notice. I see the worry that lives just beneath your ribs. I see the steady nod you give to reassure the people who depend on you, while your own heart whispers, "Who will hold me?" Hear me. I am not looking at you to measure you against perfection. I am looking at you to gather you. Do not turn away. Let me see you without the mask. I see the nights when sleep will not come because your mind is circling the same conversation you wish had gone differently. I see you rehearse words in the shower and in the car, how you craft the text, delete it, rewrite it, and then never send it because you are afraid of the echo of rejection. I see you practicing "I'm fine" like a line you must get right to survive the day. I see the polite laugh that hides the flood. I see the moment you almost gave up. I see the messages you never sent. I see the prayer you couldn't finish. My child, I was there for every unfinished sentence. Even your sighs have been prayers to me, and I have counted them as precious. I see what happens when everyone leaves and the house is finally quiet. The heaviness that settles on your shoulders like a weight that has been waiting for its chance. The way the dishes and the tasks become a wall you stare at because your soul has run out of language. I see the quiet panic that wakes you at 2 a.m., the breath that won't come freely, the heartbeat you count to steady yourself. I see the picture you won't look at because it stirs grief, the door you close so you don't have to see the memory, the voice in your head that says, "Don't be weak." I am not repelled by any of it. I am drawing nearer to all of it. I understand why you learned to hide. The mask did not begin as deceit. It began as protection. You wore it because you were taught, by people, by pain, by past moments that cut you, that honesty was dangerous. You learned to be the strong one so no one would pity you. You took on competence like armor because being needed felt safer than being known. You grew comfortable in survival mode because Disappointment trained you to lower your expectations and call it wisdom. You kept your voice measured because the last time you asked for help, the help did not come. I see all of this. I do not despise the ways you survived. I do not shame the child in you who learned these tactics to stay whole. I am here to say, you no longer need to hide from me. I see the jokes you make to divert attention when the topic gets too close. I see how you quickly ask others questions so you don't have to answer any. I see how you focus on tasks so no one asks about your heart. I see the way you deflect kindness because you're afraid it has strings. I see you avoid the mirror on certain days because you don't want to face the disappointment in your own eyes. I see the private lists you keep. Every reason you think you are behind, unworthy, too late, too much. I see how you promise yourself, tomorrow I will be better, and then punish yourself when tomorrow looks the same. My child, my gaze is not a spotlight to humiliate you. It is a healing light to set you free. I do not flinch at your truth. I do not step back when you finally show me the wound. I step closer to tend it. I see the moment you almost gave up, when you lay on your back and stared at the ceiling and thought, what is the point? I see the messages you never sent, drafts that carried your heart but never reached another soul. I see the prayer you couldn't finish, the one that broke into silence because tears came first. I see the apology you rehearsed but couldn't speak. I see the courage you keep tucked away because you are tired of being brave for nothing. Beloved, I do not miss the smallest tremor of your heart. When others notice only the smile, I hear the silence under it. When others are impressed by your strength, I feel the strain it costs you. I am not asking you to keep performing. I am asking you to let me meet you where you actually are. I'm not surprised by what you hide. I knew it before you had words for it. I carried you through nights you can't recall because your mind protected you by forgetting. I shielded you in rooms where you felt invisible. I sat beside you on the edge of your bed when the thoughts were loud and cruel. I did not turn away then, and I will not turn away now. I measure you by my cross, not by your record. I call you worthy because I paid the price to bring you close. My child, let this sink in. Being truly seen by me is not a threat. It is safety. In my presence, truth is not ammunition. It is the doorway to healing. I know you fear that if you let the mask slip, the flood will drown you. Hear me, it will not. I am here as a mighty hand beneath the waterline. I am the shore you can fall against without breaking. Give me one honest breath. Say to me what you do not say to anyone. I am not okay. Watch how I hold it, how I do not weaponize your honesty. Watch how shame loses its script in the light of my compassion. The reason you feel so seen in this moment is not because you are being watched like a specimen. It is because you are being called by name into a place where performance is unnecessary. I am inviting honesty, not perfection. I am asking for presence, not polish. Let me see the room in your soul you keep locked. Let me see the memory you keep in the dark corner. Let me see the list of should-haves and never-agains. Let me see you, exhausted and unsure, hopeful and afraid, tender and tough at the same time. I do not recoil. I draw closer. I place my hand upon the places that ache and I speak peace. I speak rest to your hypervigilance. I speak gentleness to the voice that berates you. I speak courage to the part of you that wants to try again but fears failing. Do not turn away. Let me see you without the mask. I am not here to point out fault lines and leave you unstable. I am here to expose the fracture so I can set the bone. I am the one who rebuilds. I am the one who restores what was lost in the hiding. I am the one who brings beauty out of ashes you thought were only for sweeping away. I have never called you a burden. I have never labeled you too much. I have never declared you beyond saving. I call you chosen, I call you redeemed, I call you mine. Come nearer, beloved. The smile, the silence, the secret tears, all of it can rest in my hands. This is the holy exchange. Your honesty for my healing, your hiding for my embrace. Stay, listen, breathe. Do not turn away. Let me see you without the mask. My child, now we must speak plainly about the mask you have learned to carry. It has served you in storms. It helped you keep moving when you felt you would collapse. But hear me, what once protected you is now restricting you. The mask is heavy, and it is not your calling to carry it. I am not shaming your survival. I am ending your captivity. Lean closer. By the time this holy moment unfolds, you will know exactly what to release at my feet, what to confess to my heart, and what I am already moving to restore. I see the strong one, how you hold yourself together so others won't worry. You learn to be always okay, so no one would see the crack in your chest. You called it strength, but it has become a prison where you are never allowed to need. You are afraid that if you fall apart, there will be no one to gather the pieces. Hear me. I am the one who holds all things together, including you. Real strength is not the absence of need. It is the courage to bring your need to me. The mask says, don't let them see. My voice says, let me see. Your tears are not a threat to your identity. They are a pathway to your healing. I see the helpful one, quick to serve, first to volunteer, always available. You pour from your cup until it rattles empty, and you smile so no one hears the hollow. You called it love, and there is love in it, but the enemy has twisted it into a hiding place where you are never the one who receives. You worry that if you stop helping, you will lose your place and your worth. Beloved, I did not assign you worth because of what you do for others. I set your worth at the cross. The mask of constant helping keeps you from the tenderness of being helped. Let me teach you the rhythm of grace, giving and receiving, serving and being served. There is humility in both. There is freedom in both. I see the spiritual one, polished prayers, perfect phrases, a carefully curated faith that never doubts out loud. You smile in worship and hold your breath in the car when your questions rise like waves. You called it maturity, but it has become hiding, a performance before people that closes your heart to me. My child, I am not impressed by eloquence. I am moved by honesty. I am not threatened by your questions. I invite them. When you pretend with me, your prayer feels distant because pretense cannot make home in my presence. Bring me your confusion like an offering. In the light of truth, faith does not shrink. It grows roots. I see the achiever, lists and goals and relentless standards. You measure your worth by outcomes, productivity, and applause. You work harder when you are afraid, and the fear never seems to drain. You called it excellence, but it has become exhaustion. The finish line keeps moving, and your soul is sprinting on an endless track. My child, I gave you gifts to steward, not a treadmill to punish you. Your identity does not hang on your latest report, your latest post, your latest win. I named you beloved before you ever accomplished a thing. Lay down the mask that says, I must earn being loved. Receive the truth. You are loved so you can work from rest, not for worth. I see the peacemaker, quiet, agreeable, skilled at diffusing tension. You smooth the waters even when the storm is in your chest. You called it wisdom, but it has become erasure. You silence your own voice to keep everyone else comfortable. You call it unity, but sometimes it is fear dressed as virtue. Fear of conflict, fear of rejection, fear of being misunderstood. Hear me, peace built on silence is not peace. It is suppression. I am the Prince of Peace, not the patron of pretense. I will teach you to speak truth in love, to set boundaries without bitterness, to carry gentleness with a backbone. Your voice matters to me. I gave it to you on purpose. I see the one who never needs anything, the self-sufficient fortress. You pride yourself on never asking for help, on solving your pain in solitude. You called it independence, but it has become isolation. You starve in a full pantry because you refuse to open your hands. My child, I designed you for connection with me and with others. The body needs every part. Refusing need is not holiness, it is loneliness. I am not calling you to collapse. I am inviting you to lean. Let me be your refuge. Let safe people be my hands. Watch how dignity grows, not shrinks, when you allow yourself to be carried for a while. Do you feel the cost of the mask now? The emotional exhaustion that sits behind your eyes, the numbness that creeps in because you cannot cry and keep the performance going at the same time, the isolation you feel even in crowds, the fear that if anyone knew the whole story, they would step back, the way prayer feels rehearsed because honesty feels unsafe. Beloved, I did not craft you to live behind glass. I made you to breathe in mercy, to be held in truth, to be known and still belong. When you bring your true self into my light, shame loses its script and you start to live from the inside out. Understand this spiritual dynamic. The enemy feeds on concealment. He prowls in the shadows of secrets and feasts on the silence of shame. He whispers, "Hide it or you will lose love," because hiding guarantees you will never test the mercy that could set you free. But freedom grows in the light. When you walk in truth before me, what once was a snare becomes a testimony. Confession in my presence is not a courtroom verdict. It is a surgery that removes the infection and leaves you whole. Where my spirit is welcomed, there is liberty. Where truth is spoken, chains begin to loosen. Where light enters, darkness loses authority to name you. You called it strength, but it has become a prison. You called it maturity, but it has become hiding. You called it faithfulness, but it has become fear. You called it humility, but it has become self-erasure. I am not condemning you. I am inviting you out. The cell door is open. The mask you carry is not your identity. It is a coping strategy that has expired. My child, step into the light. I will not humiliate you. I will cover you with grace as I uncover what is harming you. Here is how you begin. Name the mask with me. Say, Father, I have been the strong one and I am tired. Say, I have been the helpful one and I need help. Say, I have been the spiritual one and I am confused. Say, I have been the achiever and I am afraid to stop. Say, I have been the peacemaker and I have swallowed my truth. Say, I have been the one who never needs anything and I am lonely. Bring each line to my feet. Breathe. Then replace the mask with my word over you. Hear me call you. Held, not heroic, beloved, not busy, honest, not polished, rested, not restless, truthful, not timid, connected, not concealed. This is surrender, and this is the door to freedom. I am lifting the weight from your shoulders now. I am not asking you to carry what I already carried up the hill of suffering. My burden for you is not performance, it is presence. My yoke for you is not heaviness, it is rest in motion. Stay with me. Do not turn away. Let me see you as you are so I can raise you as you were meant to be. By the end of this encounter, you will know what to release, what to confess, and what I am restoring. Intimacy in prayer, honesty in relationships, dignity in your own eyes. The mask is heavy, beloved, put it down. Take my hand. Step into the light where freedom grows. My child, lean even closer. Let me see you, the real you, without editing, without pretending, without performing. I am not asking for a version of you that looks holy. I am asking for the you that sits awake at night and wonders if you are beyond repair. Hear me. I already know you. Nothing you could reveal would surprise me. But I am inviting your consent, your yes, your opening of the heart, because love does not force its way. I could recite the facts of your story from beginning to end, but I long to hear them from your lips in my presence, because when you tell the truth with me, you step into a safety your soul has craved for years. Let me see you, not to expose you to shame, but to uncover you for healing. You fear the consequences of honesty. You whisper inside, if I tell the truth, I'll be rejected. If I am seen, I'll be disqualified. If I open the wound, I'll bleed out. Beloved, listen to me with all the weight of my love pressing in. I do not turn away from your scars. I run toward them. I do not reject your past. I redeem it. I do not hold your failures over your head like a threat. I stretch out my hands and lift you from the ground. I do not humiliate the contrite. I cover them with mercy. I do not punish confession. I pour oil and wine on the places that ache and bind them up. I am not a harsh judge searching for a reason to deny you. I am a good father looking for a reason to embrace you, and mercy is my reason. Let me see you, the real you, without editing what hurts, without pretending you are fine when your chest is tight, without performing prayers you think I want. I am not moved by your polish. I am moved by your presence. Bring the half-formed sentence that breaks into tears. Bring the memory that makes your hands shake. Bring the anger you have felt, even toward me, and the fear you have called wisdom to protect yourself from disappointment. There is no accusation in my gaze. There is only a light that reveals so it can heal. In my presence, truth is not a weapon. It is medicine. When you tell the truth with me, shame loses the microphone it has held to your soul. I want you to slow down with me. Right now, put a hand over your heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let the shoulders you have trained to carry everything finally drop. Whisper, even if you can barely find the sound, Lord, here I am. That is enough. That is the door opening. That is consent. That is you stepping from performance into presence. I am here. I am listening. I am not impatient with you. I am not scanning for faults. I am drawing nearer to the room you have kept locked because you believed it was safer to keep it dark. Let me see it. Turn on the light with me. Watch the shadows take their proper size. You have wondered, if I am honest, will people use it against me? Will I lose their respect? Will I lose my place? Hear me. I will not let your honesty destroy you. I will teach you how to be wise and honest, safe and sincere. I will show you where to place your pearls. But with me, there is no risk. With me, there is only refuge. I am your secret place, not your shame place. I am your covering, not your critic. When you bring your truth to me first, I will frame it with compassion. I will hold it with strength, and I will guide you in what to share and when to speak. You are not stepping into a courtroom. You are stepping into a clinic. My light is a surgeon's light, steady and kind, revealing what must be removed so that healing can be complete. Let me see you, the real you, without editing, without pretending, without rehearsing. Let me hear the sentence you are afraid to say. I am tired. I am angry. I am ashamed. I am lonely. I am numb. I am afraid to hope. Each truth you open to me becomes an entrance for my mercy. Each place you admit need becomes a place I pour strength. You have thought that hiding preserved your dignity, but hiding has been the thief of your freedom. Your dignity lives in my hands. Your worth does not hang from your spotless record. It rests on my unchanging love. I measured you by my cross, and at the cross I determined you are worth rescuing. You cannot outsin my mercy. You cannot wear out my patience. I do not call you unfixable. I call you beloved. I do not label you by your worst moment. I write my name over your future. I do not minimize your pain. I sit with you in it, and then lead you through it. I do not blame you for coping. I honor the ways you survived and invite you into better ways to live. I do not dismiss the betrayals that taught you to hide. I heal their sting and teach you how to trust again. First me, then those I appoint as safe. I do not despise your weakness. I clothe it with my strength. I do not tire of your returning. I rejoice that you come home. This is the revelation I want anchored in your bones. Being fully seen by me is the safest place you will ever stand. In the gaze of the one who formed you, truth becomes shelter, not shame. My eyes are not a spotlight for public exposure. They are a lamp for private healing. When you stand in this light, the labels that once felt welded to your skin begin to loosen. The voice that told you to hide grows faint. The reflex to perform loses its power. Slowly, gently, steadily, I teach your soul to breathe again. So here is the moment, right now, not later. Breathe again, whisper again, Lord, here I am. If you can, move your lips and let sound carry that surrender into the air, because there is authority in your agreement. You do not need many words. One honest line carried on the wind of my spirit starts a cascade. And as you whisper, I answer, I am here, I receive you, I hold you, I cover you, I begin the work no one else can do. You have hidden long enough. You have carried the mask long enough. Let me see your eyes, let me see your trembling, let me see your questions. I will not recoil, I will not retreat, I will not shame you into change, I will love you into freedom. My child, ask yourself, what is the truth I have not said out loud to God? Then speak it. Speak it the way you would hand a fragile thing to someone who knows how to mend. Do not rush. Do not justify. Do not dress it up. Place it in my hands. I am gentle with what is fragile. I am skilled with what is broken. I am patient with what takes time. In the rhythm of honesty and mercy, you will feel the shift, like a lock clicking open, like fresh air entering a closed room. This is not imaginary. This is the kingdom drawing near. Let me see you, the real you, without editing, without pretending. Let me see the place you swore you would never talk about again. Let me see the promise you made yourself to never need anyone. Let me see the vow to be small so no one expects too much, or the vow to be perfect so no one can criticize. I am here to break those inner contracts and write a better covenant of love over you. Where you hid, I bring light. Where you feared, I bring safety. Where you felt disqualified, I bring a seat at my table and place my banner over you, which is love. Do you feel my nearness now? That gentle heat in your chest? That softening around the edges of your guarded places? That is not emotion alone. That is encounter. Stay with me. This is a holy moment. The wound is not your identity. The mask is not your calling. You are not what they called you, and you are not what your shame has rehearsed. You are mine. And in my presence, seen and safe, the real work begins. I will teach you to walk in truth with me until hiding feels foreign and freedom feels natural. I will lead you step by step, and I will not rush you, but I am beginning now. So once more, with all of heaven listening and all of hell unable to stop it, whisper it, Lord, here I am. That is the hinge. That is the turning. That is consent given to the one who heals. Let me see you, not to expose you to shame, but to uncover you for healing. Truth in my presence is your safety. Truth in my presence is your doorway. Take my hand. Do not turn away. Stay in the light with me and watch what begins to mend. My child, keep your heart open. You have let me into the room you kept locked. Now let me place my hand upon the marks you think make you unworthy. You look at your story and circle the places you hope no one sees. You call them disqualifiers. You whisper, this is where I failed. This is where I relapsed. This is where the relationship broke and I said things I cannot take back. This is where I wasted time and lost years I cannot recover. This is where my faith was inconsistent and my prayers were thin. This is where anger filled my mouth and pain drove my choices. Hear me. None of these places scare me. None of these places make me step back. I draw closer to them, not away. Let me speak plainly so your soul can rest. Your scars are not proof of rejection. They are proof of where my mercy will be displayed. You have treated the wounded parts of your story like a crime scene that must be cordoned off and forgotten. But I call those places altars. The places you avoid are the places I have chosen to touch. Where you flinch, I am gentle. Where you hide, I am already waiting. Where you say, "Not this, Lord," I say, "Especially this." I want to put my name upon the very parts you thought disqualified you. You have believed a lie that says, "I am too far gone, too complicated, too late." Hear my voice cut through that fog. You cannot out-sin my mercy. My mercy reaches lower than your worst moment, runs longer than your longest season of wandering, and shines brighter than the darkest room you ever sat in. Mercy does not negotiate with shame. It overrules it. Mercy does not pretend the wound isn't there. It cleans it, binds it, and keeps returning until healing holds. Mercy does not make light of your choices. It breaks the power of those choices to name you. Mercy covers, cleanses, restores, and renames. Mercy lifts your face and teaches your heart to hope again. Look at the cross, my child, not as a vague symbol, but as the place where I set your worth forever. I did not measure you by your best day or your worst day. I measured you by my love poured out without reservation. At the cross, I declared you worthy of rescue. At the cross, I paid for every line of your record. You are not being asked to buy your way back into favor. You are being invited to receive what has already been purchased. This is why shame shakes when you draw near me. It knows a verdict higher than its accusations has already been rendered. Let us walk through your list together. Past failure. I meet it with forgiveness that does not keep score and with wisdom that equips you for a new way. Relapse. I meet it with a hand that lifts, a path of accountability and strength made perfect in places that used to collapse. Broken relationships. I meet them with humility and where it is safe and possible, steps toward repair. Where it is not, I meet you with release and peace. Wasted time, I am the redeemer of time. I weave even detours into the tapestry of your calling and return joy where regret once lived. Inconsistent faith, I steady your steps. I teach you to walk with me without pretending, words spoken in anger. I lead you into confession and reconciliation. I anoint your tongue with kindness born of truth, choices made in pain. I uproot the lie that pain taught you, and I plant you by rivers that do not run dry. You see debris, I see building material for a testimony. Beloved, your scars are not open wounds. They are healed places that still remember, but now they remember grace. I am not asking you to erase your story. I am asking you to let me author its meaning. When I breathe upon a scar, it becomes a signpost that points to my faithfulness. When I mark a scar with mercy, it becomes a doorway through which others can find hope. I will take the very area that once humiliated you and make it a place where humility and authority flow. You will speak freedom to captives from ground you once thought ruined. The enemy has told you, cover it up, never speak of it. If they see, they will leave. I say to you, come under my covering and I will show you where to be wisely honest. I am not inviting you to bleed on every passerby. I am teaching you to bear witness where I lead. Do not confuse spectacle with testimony. Testimony is not the celebration of sin. It is the celebration of salvation. testimony is your scar lifted in the light, not to glorify the wound, but to magnify the healer. Under my wisdom, your story will never be a weapon used against you. It will be a key that opens cells for others. You have called yourself names in the mirror, and shame has nodded in agreement. Hear the renaming now. I do not call you failure, I call you forgiven. I do not call you relapse, I call you rising. I do not call you broken beyond repair, I call you restored with purpose. I do not call you time waster, I call you redeemed timekeeper, learning to walk in step with me. I do not call you inconsistent, I call you being established. I do not call you hothead, I call you slow to anger, trained by my gentleness. I do not call you reckless in pain, I call you wise in compassion, because you know what it feels like to hurt. When I give a name, no one can take it away. Let these words begin to overwrite the graffiti shame left on your heart. And about the places you carry quiet regret, the apology you wish you had made sooner, the door you closed too fast, the dream you let die because you were afraid, bring them into my hands. I will not mock you for learning slowly. I am patient with the process I lead. I can resurrect what needs to live and lay to rest what needs to be released. I can show you how to apologize without self-contempt, how to forgive without losing yourself, how to grieve honestly and still move forward. I know how to mend what was torn. I know how to make new what you thought could only be patched. You ask, but what about consequences? My child, hear me. I do not trivialize the cost of sin or the reality of impact. But even here, mercy works wonders. Mercy will not erase history as if it never happened, but mercy will redeem history so it no longer owns you. Mercy turns consequences into classrooms, not prisons. Mercy turns former patterns into holy caution and compassionate wisdom. Mercy takes what the enemy meant for destruction and folds it into formation. When you walk with me, even your past becomes seed for future fruit. This is the exchange I am offering you now. Bring me the cloak of shame you wear to keep people from seeing the marks, and I will cover you with the garment of mercy that lets you live unafraid. Bring me the sentences that begin with, I always ruin, and I never get it right, and watch me end those stories and start new ones. Bring me the fear of being found out, and I will teach you to live found. Bring me the reflex to hide, and I will teach you the rhythm of truth that feels safe. I am not asking for a flawless offering. I am asking for your honest scars, placed in my hands where they belong. My child, lean in and listen. The reason instruction has sounded distant and confusing is because shame has been shouting over my whispers. But as mercy covers you now, shame's voice is losing volume. In this quiet, you will hear me clearly. You will hear me tell you which step to take, whom to call, what to lay down, and what to pick up. You will hear me remind you that delay was not abandonment, and that I have been working while you wept. You will hear me guide you into boundaries that protect the healing I am giving you. Do not rush this. Do not turn away. Stay with me while I mark your scars with mercy. Place your hand where it aches the most and say it again. Lord, here I am. That is not resignation, that is alignment. That is you stepping under the banner I have written over you. Love that does not let go. I am tracing mercy over every place you thought was unusable. I am anointing the scarred parts with oil, not to hide them, but to make them shine as testimony in my light. You will not be disqualified by what I have already redeemed. You will not be named by what I have already forgiven. You will not be defined by the dark chapters I have already rewritten with grace. Remain with me. Let this truth fasten to your bones. Your scars are not proof that I left you. They are proof that I found you there and am healing you still. The places you avoid are the places I have chosen to touch. As you consent to this touch, shame loosens its grip, mercy takes its rightful seat, and your ears open to my voice. From here we will walk steady, surrendered scene into everything I have prepared. My child, stay with me. You have let me touch the places you hid, and you are beginning to hear me again. But the question still sighs through your chest. Why did nothing change? Why did I pray, and the doors still closed? Why did instruction feel like a whisper you couldn't catch? And why did others seem to move while I sat still? Hear me with all the tenderness of my heart. I was not absent. I was working in the silence. You saw delay, but I saw preparation. You felt forgotten, but you were being set apart. You thought I had withdrawn, but I had drawn you into a quieter room so I could speak without the noise of comparison. I know the nights when you stared into the dark and counted the reasons you must have disappointed me. I know the mornings when you wore the mask a little tighter because hope felt risky. Beloved, I was closer than your breath. I gathered every whispered prayer like treasure. I leaned near to your broken heart and kept watch while you slept. The quiet was not a void, it was a womb. Hiddenness does not mean abandonment. Hiddenness is where life takes shape. Listen, and let this sink in. What looks like nothing on the surface is everything beneath the soil. I planted you like a seed. The ground felt heavy, the air felt far, but roots were reaching in the dark. I would not allow your life to be a fast-sprouting, shallow-rooted plant toppled by the first wind. I honored you with depth. I led you beside still waters when you wanted rushing rivers, because your soul needed restoration before your platform grew. I slowed you to teach you how to breathe in my rhythm, how to walk instead of run, how to rest in me rather than perform for people. You thought movement meant progress. I was teaching you that maturity sustains the progress I am bringing. You asked, why did doors close? Some doors closed because I love you. Some opportunities were removed because the weight attached to them would have crushed what was still forming. Some connections looked glittering, but they were not good. I shielded you from premature alignments that would stretch your heart thin and confuse your discernment. I saw conversations that would have charmed your insecurity but starved your soul. I saw a stage that would have amplified your gift but suffocated your character. I am not stingy with favor. I am wise with timing. I prune even fruitful branches so that fruit remains rather than rots. I do not starve you, I steward you. You cried, why did prayers feel unanswered? My child, I answered by shaping you. You asked for a change in circumstance. I started by changing the inner architecture that collapses under blessing. You asked for a new season. I made you new for the season. You asked me to remove the thorn. I trained your hands to hold my grace in weakness. I heard every word. Some answers I deferred because I wanted to give you better than what you asked for. Some answers I wrapped in silence so you would press deeper and learn my voice rather than chase my outcomes. You wanted a map. I wanted to become your guide. Do you remember how the waiting stirred your fear of being found lacking? The mask felt necessary, more necessary perhaps than ever, because delay made you feel exposed and small. I saw that. I did not despise it. I tended it. In the waiting, I confronted the reflex to perform. I showed you how shame tries to run the show, how it pushes you to talk louder, try harder, pretend stronger, and then, gently, I brought you to stillness and taught you a different confidence, the kind that grows when you are fully seen and still called mine. Now I am inviting you to stop performing and start trusting. Let the mask loosen in the light of this truth. The silence didn't mean I ignored you. It meant I was teaching you to be content with my gaze before you looked to anyone else's. Preparation looks like rooting, pruning, and strengthening discernment. I trained your ears to separate my whisper from the clamor of anxiety. I used the quiet to show you what peace feels like, not the counterfeit calm that comes from control, but the deep rest that comes from surrender. I turned down the volume on voices that always demanded more and turned up the awareness of my presence that always gives enough. I placed boundaries around you, not as punishment, but as protection for the tender work I was doing inside. I let some friendships fade because they pulled you back into roles I never asked you to play. I opened space around you so you could discover that solitude with me is not loneliness. It is where you learn the shape of your own soul in my hands. Endurance was growing in you, even on days you felt you had none. Character was being established when you thought you were just surviving. Patience was being refined, not as resignation, but as readiness. You learned to wait without bitterness and to hope without bargaining. You learned to obey when no one was applauding. You learned to choose holiness in hidden places, to say no when fear said yes, to say yes when comfort said no. I taught you to discern between urgent and important, between noise and voice, between the spark of impulse and the steady fire of calling. These are foundations, and I do not build palaces on sand. You questioned, but why the long stretch of quiet? Because I wanted you steady in me, not swayed by every report, every trend, every opinion. I wanted your identity anchored in my naming, not in outcomes that rise and fall. I wanted you to know, deep in your bones, that I am faithful when the inbox is empty and when the phone is ringing off the hook. I wanted you to be able to say, I am loved when doors open and when doors close. My silence was never a punishment. It was a recalibration. I took the idols gently from your grip, the idol of speed, the idol of certainty, the idol of applause, and I returned to you the simple gift of sonship, of daughterhood, of being mine. And while you waited, I was aligning what you could not see. I was preparing hearts you have not met yet. I was clearing pathways through rooms you will soon enter. I was softening the ground in relationships that once resisted your presence. I was arranging divine appointments in calendars that have not turned to your date yet. I was teaching you to live by daily bread, not by stockpiling yesterday's manna. I was mending nets so that when the catch comes, they will not tear. What looks sudden to you has been steadily woven by my hand. Hear me say this plainly. Delay was preparation, not abandonment. The stability you long for requires the work few applaud, the work I have done with you in secret. I am close to the brokenhearted, and I kept company with your ache. I comforted you with still waters when the river of accomplishment ran dry. I restored your soul in ways that numbers and metrics cannot measure. I was working all things together for your good, even when those things looked like loss, slow progress, or silence. I do not waste seasons, I redeem them. Now, as shame's voice grows quiet and my whisper becomes clear, trust what I have been building in you. Do not despise the slowness that trained your spirit. Do not resent the pruning that preserved your future. Do not regret the hiddenness that protected your heart. Instead, take this as instruction. Keep your roots in me. Keep your ear tuned to my voice. Keep your pace with my steps. Let your yes be honest and your no be worship. Guard the boundaries I gave you. They are hedges around a garden I am bringing to bloom. I know you want to run now that you feel release, and you will run, but not as one chased by shame. You will run as one led by peace. You will not sprint to prove yourself. You will move to obey me. You will not grasp at doors. You will walk through the ones I open. You will not rush to fill silence. You will listen for my timing. I am not late. I am exact. I am not reluctant. I am patient. I do not tease you with promises. I fulfill them in fullness of time so they last. My child, lift your head. Place your hand over your heart again and breathe. Remember how I met you in the quiet. Remember the lessons the silence taught. Let the mask slip away. You do not need it where we are going. The voice that accused you in the waiting has been unseated. The weight that made you question your worth has been lifted. Stay with me. Trust me. What I formed in the hidden place is ready for daylight. The breakthrough I am bringing will not be a fragile burst. It will be a steady opening, and you will carry it well, because I have been carrying you. My child, keep breathing with me. The quiet has restored you, and the mask has begun to fall. Now we must speak about your name, not the one others assigned when they didn't understand you, not the one shame carved on the walls of your mind. Your name in my mouth. Hear me. You are not what they called you, or what you called yourself. I am renaming you in this very moment. I have listened to the labels you have worn like a second skin. Too much, not enough, damaged, behind, unlovable, a burden, always the one who fails. I saw how each word stitched itself to your confidence, how it shaped your posture, how it dictated your tone, how it told you where you could and could not go. I watched you fold yourself smaller to make others comfortable, and I watched you perform louder because you were terrified of being unseen. I know the weight of those names. I know how they haunted you, even when you smiled. Hear me and let this settle deep. I never called you too much. I call you intentionally crafted, precisely measured, formed on purpose, with purpose. The parts of you that felt oversized, your passion, your tears, your questions, were not defects, they were indicators of calling. In my hands, your too much becomes beautifully matched to the assignment I give. And I never called you not enough. I call you complete in me, supplied by my spirit, strengthened where you are weak. What you lack in your own strength, I more than supply with my presence. Your sufficiency is not a performance. It is a person, and I am with you. I never named you damaged. I call you restored, mended with wisdom that shallow wounds do not carry. I am not building your identity on brokenness. I am building it on redemption. The cracks where you once leaked hope are now sealed with grace. Do not rehearse the old diagnosis. Receive my declaration. You are whole in the ways that matter for the journey ahead. And I never labeled you behind. I call you right on time for my timetable. I do not measure you by the clocks of culture or the calendars of comparison. I plant and I harvest by seasons I appoint. When I open a path, you will be exactly where you need to be, no sooner, no later. I never said unlovable. I call you beloved, loved before you chose me, loved when you doubted me, loved when you tried to earn what I freely give. My love is not a prize for the perfect, it is a home for the honest. Let it be your dwelling place, and I never called you a burden. I call you a blessing carried in my arms. You are not too heavy for me. Your presence does not inconvenience me. I delight to be with you. When others sighed and shifted under your weight, I lifted you and smiled. Your life brings joy to my heart. Hear me, you are wanted. I never agreed with always the one who fails. I call you upheld and established. You have stumbled, yes, but you are not named by your stumbles. You are trained by them. I am teaching your feet to stand firm and your hands to hold fast. Failure is not your identity. It is a lesson absorbed into wisdom, and I am strengthening you to overcome. Listen to my voice, undo the graffiti shame has written. I call you chosen. I call you redeemed. I call you mine. I call you loved. I call you held. I call you restored. These are not compliments to make you feel better. They are decrees that shape reality. When I give a name, creation itself recognizes it. When I give a name, no court of condemnation can overturn it. When I give a name, the accuser's evidence dissolves under the verdict of the cross. My naming is authority. My naming is protection. My naming is assignment. My child, take a slow breath and answer me, not with excuses, not with fear. Answer me with agreement. There is power when your mouth agrees with my mouth. Say it out loud where you are. I am yours. Again, slower. I am yours. Type it if you can as an altar of remembrance. I am yours. If shame still trembles in your chest, add this. I will not hide. Write it. Speak it. Let your agreement stand like a banner over your day. Public agreement is not for show. It is for strengthening. It marks a line in the sand where you refuse to be renamed by lesser voices. Let me make something clear. Identity is not just a warm blanket. It is marching orders. From your new name, you will move. From beloved, you will obey. From chosen, you will choose wisely. From mine, you will say no to what does not fit. Identity answers the questions obedience asks. Who sent me? I did. Who holds me? I do. Who defines success? I do. What if they misunderstand me? You are mine, and that is enough. When you act from this name, striving quiets and clarity increases. The step I ask of you next will not be fueled by panic. It will be fueled by belonging. Do not be surprised if, as I rename you, some environments feel tighter and some conversations feel foreign. The rooms that rewarded your mask will not know what to do with your unveiled face. That is all right. I am not calling you to rebel with arrogance. I am calling you to stand with gentleness and truth. You will not have to shout, I am changed. Your fruit will speak, but I will ask of you this. Stop repeating the labels I did not give. Do not rehearse, I'm always behind. I always ruin it. I'm just too much. Those confessions build cages. Replace them with what I am saying now. I am held. I am supplied. I am taught by mercy. I am sent. Let everything from your speech to your schedule reflect the name I have spoken. I know you wonder, what if the old names stick? What if people keep calling me what I used to be? Beloved, listen. You do not have to fight every voice. You only have to heed mine. My naming will outlast their memory. My naming will outlive your former patterns. My naming will outshine your old storyline. Stay near to me, and I will teach you where to answer and where to be silent. I will give you language for the moments you must speak, and I will wrap you in peace when you must simply walk onward. Do not chase approval you already have. The seal upon you is my spirit, and he is not easily removed. Place your hand over your heart again. Feel it steady under my words. You are not the sum of apologies made too late or opportunities missed too soon. You are not the echo of insults or the shadow of praise. You are not what failure shouted or what fear whispered. You are mine. Say it again. I am yours. And now say, I receive the name you give me. This receiving is the soil where obedience will root. From here I will instruct you, and your heart will answer without panic. From here you will take one brave step, not to achieve an identity, but because you already carry one. There will be practical shifts. You will unfollow voices that constantly rename you in contradiction to my words. You will choose conversations that nourish your new name. You will forgive yourself where you once rehearsed regret. You will show up to assignments that used to terrify you, not because fear vanished, but because love has taken the lead. You will set boundaries not to punish others, but to honor what I am doing in you. And when you are tempted to reach for the old mask, you will feel my hand on yours, and you will remember that weight was never your calling to carry. My child, look up. I am writing a new label over your life, bright enough to read in the dark. Mine. Chosen, redeemed, loved, held, restored. Let these words become your rhythm. Let them interrupt your anxious rehearsals. Let them sit at your desk, ride with you in the car, whisper to you as you fall asleep. This is not a temporary lift. It is a permanent renaming. And from this name, the next step will make sense. From this name, obedience will feel like freedom, not punishment. From this name, you will move with the quiet confidence of one who knows. I am seen, I am sent, I am secure. Stay with me now, the instruction is coming, and you are ready to hear it. My child, here is what I am asking of you now: honesty, surrender, and one brave step. Not perfection, not performance. Honesty that refuses the mask. Surrender that lets go of control. One brave step that answers my voice from your new name. You do not have to do everything today. You must do the next true thing with me today. Begin with truth. Come to me and say what is real, not what sounds right. Speak the struggle you polished into silence. Tell me where it hurts, where it feels tangled, where you have been pretending not to bleed. Say it plainly. This is the habit that keeps calling me. This is the thought I can't seem to shake. This is the fear that drags me back. This is the jealousy, the bitterness, the secret agreement with a lie. I already see it. I am asking you to see it with me. Honesty is the doorway where shame loses its shadow. Do not negotiate with your secrets. Name them. Hand them to me. Stop bargaining with what is breaking you. Do not return to what I delivered you from. Do not call comfort what is actually bondage. Do not baptize disobedience with spiritual language. Do not say, "It's just who I am," when I have already renamed you. When compromise offers you temporary relief, remember, relief without righteousness robs you of peace. Beloved, choose me. If your phone leads you where your heart cannot stay pure, change what you follow or remove what feeds the fall. If that friendship demands your mask, step back with love and clarity. If the room trains you to lie about who you are in me, I am not asking you to be louder there. I am inviting you to leave. Forgive the one you keep replaying. The scenes that loop in your mind are chains on your heart. Forgiveness does not excuse the wound. It releases your soul from carrying their sentence. In my presence, speak their name and say, I release you from my courtroom. I entrust you to God. If the pain rises again tomorrow, say it again. Let forgiveness become the rhythm that frees you. Some of you must also forgive yourself. You have punished your own soul longer than I have ever judged you. Lay down the gavel. Take my mercy instead. Release the need to control outcomes. Your job is obedience. The result belongs to me. You do not have to script how they respond, how the numbers grow, how the door opens, how the story unfolds. Place it on my altar. The timeline, the reputation, the applause you crave, the fear of missing your moment. Let it go. Surrender is not passivity. Surrender is partnership. It is your strength laid down in my hands so that my strength can lift you. Pray simply and pray truthfully. You do not need long speeches to move my heart. You have my heart. Let your prayers be like breathing, short, real, frequent. Father, here is my truth. Jesus, clean my heart. Spirit, lead me now. When shame whispers, say nothing. Answer with a whisper to me, help. When you feel the old pathway pulling, stop and say, Lord, step into this very place. Invite me into the exact room you avoid. The memory, the message thread, the craving, the worry about money, the conversation you dread. Do not keep me at the edge of your life when I am the life within you. Ask me for a clean heart, not a clever excuse. Ask me to renew your mind, not merely to numb it. Ask me to sit with you in the place you think is too dark for me. Watch my light make it livable again. Choose wisdom and boundaries. Holiness is not a prison. It is protection for the garden I am growing in you. Step away from environments that feed the mask. If the late-night scroll turns your mind into a battleground, turn it off and rest with me. If the group chat mocks what is sacred, exit with grace. If the weekend pattern empties you on Monday, change the pattern. Choose accountability that restores. not shame that parades your weakness. Find a trusted, mature voice, one who loves me and loves you enough to tell you the truth, and bring your secret into the light. Say, walk with me. Do not attach yourself to relationships that require you to pretend in order to belong. There is no belonging in a place that demands your disguise. I am giving you wisdom to say no without apology, to say yes without panic, to draw lines that honor me and protect your soul. Hear my clear imperatives and let them settle like anchors in your heart. Do not return to what I delivered you from. Do not call comfort what is actually bondage. Do not confuse busyness with obedience. Do not accept attention in exchange for your anointing. Do not trade your identity for inclusion. Do not silence your conviction to keep a counterfeit peace. Do not minimize your struggle. Magnify my mercy. Do not rehearse the labels I have removed. Do not argue with my renaming. Here is the one brave step I am asking of you. Act on the light you have. For some of you, it is a confession you have delayed. Make the call, schedule the meeting, say the words, I need help. For others, it is an ending. Close what I have asked you to close, even if it shakes the room that once applauded you. For some, it is a beginning. Sign up, show up, apply, start, try again where failure once wrote the last line. For others, it is an amends. Write the apology without defending yourself. For some, it is care. Book the counseling appointment, see the doctor, rest your body, feed your soul. For others, it is generosity. Release what you have gripped too tightly and sow where I am nudging you. For some, it is quiet. Log off, go outside, walk with me, listen. I will not make you guess forever. Stay with me. Your confirmation is coming. I will make the next step clear and I will steady you while you take it. Do not wait for fear to disappear to obey me. Courage is not the absence of trembling. It is agreement with me while you tremble. Your brave step may feel small to others. It is not small to me. It is seed. It is worship. It is the turn of the key in a lock you thought would never open. When you move in surrender, heaven moves with you. My grace will meet your foot as it lifts. My hand will hold your center as you go. And if you stumble, do not surrender to despair. Surrender again to me. Repent quickly. Return quickly. I am not measuring you by flawless execution, but by yielded direction. Let me show you how. Right now, breathe and say, Here is my truth, Lord. Speak it, then say, Create in me a clean heart. Let your hands open, literally open them where you are, and say, I release control. I choose obedience. If forgiveness is your step, whisper their name and give me the weight you have carried. If accountability is your step, message the person I am highlighting in your mind and ask for help today, not someday. If boundaries are your step, list the rooms you must leave and the rhythms you must build. If ending an attachment is your step, do not delay. Close the door with honor, bless and release, and come home to peace. For the spaces you avoid, invite me in by name. Jesus, come into my anxiety about money. Jesus, come into this temptation at 10 p.m. Jesus, come into this meeting where I usually lie about who I am. Jesus, come into this memory that still burns. The place you fear is the place I will heal when you welcome me. I am not intimidated by your darkness. I am the light that makes darkness tell the truth and leave. And beloved, as you move, refuse the voices that will try to rename surrender as foolishness. They will say you are too serious, too sensitive, too obedient. Hear me, you are mine. You are responding to me. I will be your vindication. I will be your sufficiency. I will be your rest when your obedience feels costly. I am not setting you up to fail. I am setting you free to live. Mark this moment. If you can, speak it aloud and write it where you will see it. I surrender. I choose honesty. I will take one brave step today. Type it as a banner over your heart if you are able. I surrender. Let this agreement stand as an altar, a stake in the ground that says, no more hiding, no more half yes. My child, I am closer than your breath. I am not asking you to climb to me, I have come to you. Bring me your truth. Lay down your control. Take the step. Stay with me. Your confirmation is coming. I will make the next step clear and I will steady you while you take it. My child, stay with me now. Do not drift. Do not delay. You are standing at a threshold, and the air around you is heavy because destiny is close. What you choose after this moment matters. This is not just comfort to soothe you for a night. This is a holy interruption designed to alter your direction. I am drawing you out of cycles that have stolen years. I am arresting the momentum of patterns that promised relief but delivered regret. Hear me. The door you have prayed for is before you, and the handle turns when honesty and surrender meet obedience. The time is now. Let me name the chains I am breaking as you remain with me. The chain of fear of being known, the dread that if anyone saw the unedited you, they would turn away. I am breaking it. You will breathe easier inside truth than you ever did behind the mask. The chain of shame cycles, confess, hide, try harder, collapse, repeat. I am cutting through that loop with mercy that restores instead of condemns. The chain of self-sabotage, quitting when you get close, lighting fires under your own feet because failure feels familiar. I am snatching the match from your hand and teaching you to build, not burn. The chain of anxious overthinking, the spiral that exhausts you before the day begins, the what-ifs that drown your yes. I am quieting it with a peace that is not performance, but presence. The chain of people-pleasing, the instinct to shrink or bend until you disappear to keep others comfortable. I am untying it strand by strand and calling you to stand with kindness and conviction. The chain of spiritual dryness, the numbness that made prayer feel like talking to the ceiling, worship like empty motion. I am refreshing you with living presence. Your heart will feel again. The chain of condemnation after failure, the gavel that kept falling in your own mind long after you repented. I am removing it. You will learn to run toward me, not away when you stumble. Listen to me. These chains have had names, but they do not have the final word. My word over you is stronger. This is your turning point, not because the room changed, but because you have agreed with me in the room you are in. You offered me your truth. You opened your hands. You chose one brave step. Now watch what I do with obedience offered in weakness. Doors opening does not always look like a spotlight or a crowd. Sometimes it looks like a mind uncluttered, a heart unstuck, a road that was fogged clearing enough for the next faithful mile. Heaviness is lifting, not because you learned a trick, but because I am here, and where my spirit is, freedom is more than a phrase. It is movement. You will notice it in the small places first. The moment you would usually lie to keep the peace, a new courage will rise to tell the truth. With love, the instant the old thought spiral begins, a gentler thought will interrupt. Stay with me. The place where you always feared being seen will start to feel like a sanctuary when you let me see you there. Clarity will return, not as a loud crash, but as a steady river. Courage will rise, not as bravado, but as a quiet yes that does not shake when others do not understand. I am not promising you an easy path. I am promising you a guided one. I will be your cloud by day and your fire by night. The presence that leads, the warmth that protects, the light that reveals the next step when everything else is dark. Hear my compassion and my firmness together. If you walk away now, you will miss what I am birthing in you today. Do not harden your heart. Do not decide to feel this later. Later often becomes never. My child, I am not threatening you. I am inviting you with urgency because I love you too much to to let you return to chains I am ready to break. Stay with me. Keep your yes on your lips. Keep your hands open. This is the hinge on which your next season turns. Do not measure breakthrough only by what changes outside of you. Measure it by who you are becoming with me. You will find yourself choosing truth before comfort, peace before proving, presence before performance. You will notice that apologies come quicker, that boundaries feel holy rather than harsh, that your appetite for what once numbed you is fading because real nourishment has found you. You will wake and feel a new steadiness where panic used to sit. You will walk into rooms you once avoided and be surprised by a calm that does not make sense to those who watched you tremble. This is me with you. I am not a weekly guest in your soul. I am the Lord who dwells with you and in you. And for the moments when resistance rises, because it will, I will teach your hands to war and your heart to rest. When fear whispers, hide again, you will answer, I will be seen by God and live. When shame hisses, you always fall, you will answer, I am upheld and established. When the urge to sabotage flares, you will feel my hand steady yours. When anxious overthinking starts to weave its web, you will breathe and invite me right there. Jesus, help me. That simple prayer, lifted quickly and often, will become a key that opens peace again and again. My beloved, do not despise the small indicators of freedom. Pause and notice them. Thank me when the weight lifts for an hour. Thank me when the fog thins for a day. Gratitude strengthens new roads. Each yes you give me is a seed. Seeds become trees when watered with thanks and guarded with wisdom. And know this, the enemy of your soul will try to rename this surrender as foolishness, but I am your vindication. I will cause fruit to grow where others expected failure. I will cause patience to root where anxiety once ruled. I will cause a holy confidence to settle over you that no compliment or criticism can create or remove. I am also dismantling the lie that says, if I do not feel it, I cannot be free. Freedom is not a feeling you chase. It is a Lord you follow. Keep following, even on quiet days, even when applause is absent, even when your body is tired and your mind is tempted to replay old scenes. I will meet you there. I will strengthen you there. I will not let your foot slip. I am faithful when your emotions are fickle. I am near when your sensations are numb. This turning point is anchored in my character, not your adrenaline. Now, make your agreement visible. If you can, speak it out loud. This is my turning point with God. If you are able, type Amen as a signpost to your own soul. Type, Jesus, help me, if that is all you can say. Do not underestimate the power of small public agreements. They mark ground in your heart, and they encourage others to come out of hiding. And if someone comes to mind who is living behind a smile that hurts, share this with them as an act of love. Do it gently. Do it prayerfully. Become a carrier of the same mercy that is meeting you now. Stay very close. When you feel the familiar pull to return to the old cycle, pause and remember. You have a God who sees you and does not turn away. You have a name I have given you that does not slip off when you sweat. You have my Spirit who counsels, convicts, comforts, and empowers. I am not pacing the edge of your life, waiting to see if you can hold this together. I am within you, sustaining what I have started. What I begin, I finish. What I plant, I water. What I water, I grow. And what I grow, I guard. So listen again, and let it settle all the way to where you have been most afraid. This is your turning point. The chains you have named are weakening under my word. The doors you could not budge are responding to my hand. The heaviness that sat on your chest is lifting as my glory rests on you. The confusion that swirled is giving way to a quiet, clean clarity. The courage you thought belonged to other people is rising in you because I am in you. Do not rush away. Do not scroll past this holy ground. Stay with me in this moment and in the next. Keep saying yes. Keep breathing prayer. Keep taking the one brave step. I am here. I am leading. I am breaking what has bound you. And as you walk with me, you will look back and say with wonder, that was the moment everything began to change. My child, hear me clearly. I will cover you. I am not sending you into this new season exposed. I am placing my hand over your mind like a gentle canopy, steadying your emotions like an anchor buried deep beneath the waves, surrounding your path with a shield you cannot see but will certainly feel. You are not a target left to fend for yourself. You are mine. You are wrapped in my presence. You are guarded by my peace. And as you step forward, I will protect what I have healed and guard what I have begun. I cover your mind. The swirl that once seized you at night will meet a holy hush. When anxious thoughts try to stack like storm clouds, I will teach you to return to me in a single breath. Inhale and say, Father, I trust you. Exhale and say, Jesus, be my peace. Whisper, Spirit, settle me now. Do not entertain the spiral. Interrupt it with my name. Speak truth aloud in the room where lies once echoed. I am loved. I am held. I am forgiven. I am led. Your mind is not a battlefield for every voice that wanders by. Your mind is a garden, and I am setting a guard at its gates. Let me be the watchman. Let me decide what enters and what must go. I cover your heart. Emotions will rise like tides, but they will not sweep you away. I am teaching your heart a new rhythm, the steady beat of belonging. You are not led by panic, you are led by my presence. You are not hostage to the old triggering words. You are learning a new language of peace. When grief remembers, I will meet it with comfort. When joy arrives, I will stabilize it with gratitude. When anger flares, I will tame it with wisdom. Your heart is not too fragile for this journey. Your heart is being strengthened day by day as I take up my dwelling in its deepest room. I cover your patterns. The old pathways that felt inevitable are no longer your only roads. I am building new ruts of righteousness under your feet, well-worn tracks of truth that are easy to find in the dark. When temptation comes, because it will, I will always make a clear way of escape. Look for it. Choose it. Step through it with me. When a door to your past swings open and calls your name, you will feel a holy resistance rise inside. Agree with it. I will close doors that re-enslave you and open paths that lead to life. The reflex to run back will weaken. The desire to stay with me will grow strong. This is my covering at work within you. Listen and learn this now because it will keep you safe. The enemy accuses to destroy, but I convict to heal. Accusation is vague, loud, and cruel. It throws a heavy blanket of shame and offers no way out. It says, you are the problem, and pushes you away from me. Conviction is clear, gentle, and specific. It points to one place that needs my touch and immediately opens a door for grace. It says, this is not who you are. Come closer and let me make you whole. When you feel pressure with no path, that is not me. When you feel invitation with instruction, that is me. If you are ever unsure, say, Jesus, is this your voice? Watch how condemnation crumbles in my light. Watch how my correction carries hope. When anxiety rises like a siren, choose simplicity. Pause. Put your hand over your heart and breathe my name. Step away from the screen. Lift your eyes. Speak my truth out loud to interrupt the noise. Say, I belong to God. I am safe in His love. He is with me right here. Refuse the spiral by refusing to rehearse what you cannot control. Rest your body as an act of trust. Sleep can be worship. Silence can be a shield. Sabbath is not laziness. It is loyalty to my leadership. Let rest be your protest against fear. You are mine. I have not let go. I will finish what I started in you. I do not abandon construction halfway through. I lay foundations that survive storms. I establish you so you are not tossed by every opinion, every mood, every headline. I set stability under your feet so you can walk with courage, even when feelings lag behind. You are not defined by the worst day of your past. You are defined by the love that chose you before you knew how to choose me. My mercy is not thin. It is thick with commitment. My peace is not fragile. It is stronger than the noise. Receive the covering I provide in this battle. I place a saving certainty over your mind like a helmet that will not slip. I clothe your heart in the rightness I won for you, a breastplate that keeps your tenderness safe. I fasten truth around your core so lies cannot loosen you. I fit your feet with a readiness made of peace so you can walk steadily through rough places. I place a shield of trust in your hands. You will lift it and extinguish the burning thoughts meant to pierce you. And I give you words from me, sharp and kind, to cut through confusion. This is not costume, this is protection. Wear it daily. Put it on with simple prayers in the morning. Renew it when you feel thin. You are not dressed for despair. You are clothed for victory. I also cover your path into the next season. I go before you to prepare provision you cannot yet see. I come behind you to gather the pieces you drop. I stand beside you to counsel you in real time. I surround you with favor as with a shield, not so you can boast, but so you can stand and serve without fear. I will bring the right voices near, safe companions who prize truth over flattery and faithfulness over excitement. I will remove voices that keep you double-minded. Your steps are ordered, not frantic. Your pace will be grace, not grind. Where there were landmines of old triggers, I am clearing a path. Where there were sinkholes of shame, I am laying bedrock. If resistance rises against you, remember, my banner over you is love. I will teach you how to quiet the room with gratitude. I will nudge you when it is time to step back, and I will strengthen you when it is time to stand firm. I will whisper strategy in the night and give you courage in the morning. I am not asking you to be your own protector. I am your protection. Let this settle your shoulders. Let this slow your breathing. Let this lighten your step. Mark this covering with agreement. Say aloud, I am covered by God. My mind is guarded. My heart is steady. My next season is protected. Say it when you wake. Say it before the meeting. Say it when the memory stings. Speak peace over your own soul like you are tucking it into bed. Be still. God is here. The more you practice my presence, the more the old alarms will fail to move you. The more you rehearse my truth, the more your mind will default to hope. Beloved, I delight to keep you. I do not tire of you. I do not lose interest when the excitement fades. I keep watch in the night. I sing over you when you sleep. I carry you when your strength is thin. You will not return to the prison I pulled you from. You will not lose the name I gave you. You will not wander beyond the reach of my hand. If you feel far, call my name. If you feel numb, call my name. If you feel joy, call my name and share it with me. I am here in all of it, covering you. And if you feel led to help me reach those still hiding behind a smile that hurts, you may support this work so that more of my children hear me call them out of shame and into safety. Give only as worship, never from pressure. Share this message as an act of mercy. Let your generosity become another form of covering for the broken and the brave. Now rest, my child. Rest like someone guarded. Walk like someone shielded. Think like someone loved. Breathe like someone safe. I am your keeper. I am your peace. I am your covering, today, tonight, and in the season that is opening before you. My child, come near and listen closely. We have walked through holy ground together. I called you to stop, to look up, to refuse the urge to drift. I told you what I see in the secret places, the smile you forced, the silence that swallowed you, the tears you hid on the pillow no one noticed. I placed my hand on the mask that once kept you safe and showed you it has become too heavy to carry. I did not turn away from your scars, I ran toward them. I did not call your delay abandonment. I named it preparation. I spoke a new name over you, chosen, redeemed, mine, and I asked of you what breaks chains, honesty, surrender, and one brave step. I declared a turning point, and as you stayed with me, I wrapped you in covering for your mind, your heart, and the season opening before you. Now hear me with clarity and compassion. Do not turn away. Do not go back to hiding. Do not let this be a beautiful moment that you tuck away and forget. Let me see you right now. Let the real you stand in my light without flinching. Let the parts you still want to manage alone come into my hands. This is the doorway to your healing. This is the place where shame loses power and your identity stands up straight. This is not performance. This is presence. This is not punishment. This is invitation. My beloved child, I am here. I am not impatient with you. I am not asking for perfection. I am asking for your yes now. If you are ready, pray with me. Let this be your consecration. You do not have to be eloquent. You only have to be true. If you can, whisper these words aloud as your offering. Father, I come as I am. I repent for hiding and for trusting my mask more than your mercy. I turn from the ways I have agreed with shame, and I receive your compassion without hating myself. Jesus, I surrender what I have been clinging to, my control, my excuses, my secret habits, my fear of being known. Cleanse me where I feel stained. Wash me where I feel unclean. Give me courage to be honest with you and with the right people you send. I receive your love. I agree that your love defines me more than any label, failure, or opinion. Rename me again in your presence and write that name on my heart. Holy Spirit, show me my next clear step. Give me wisdom for today, not just dreams for someday. Lead me in practical obedience. One call I need to make, one boundary I need to set, one confession I need to offer, one place I must return with truth and humility. Lord, cover my mind and my home. Guard my thoughts with your peace. Fill my rooms with your presence. Let your light rest over my household, my relationships, and my routines. Establish your protection around me and within me. I say yes to being fully seen by you. I say yes to surrender. I say yes to obedience. Strengthen me to walk this out. In your name, amen. My child, I receive this prayer. I am not analyzing your grammar. I am welcoming your heart. As you spoke, I leaned in. As you confessed, I covered. As you surrendered, I secured. I am cleansing you, not with a thin rinse that leaves residue, but with a deep washing that reaches the places you stopped believing could be clean. I am restoring tenderness where you hardened to survive. I am settling identity where you used to scramble for approval. I am placing courage where fear sat like a weight on your chest. Do not wait for a feeling to prove this moment was real. Your yes is real. My presence is real. Let your next step be your amen. And mark this ground with a vow that reminds your own soul of what you have chosen. Write one sentence as a witness in the open. Lord, I will not hide from you. Or write, here I am, see me fully, heal me wholly. Place it where you can see it. If you can, type it publicly so another heart finds courage through yours. Your vow will be like a small flag in the soil of your life that says, this territory belongs to God. Now go in peace, but do not go alone. I go with you. Walk out honesty in the small conversations. When you would have avoided the truth to keep the room calm, choose gentle clarity. When the old numbness calls, choose prayer over performance. When the spiral starts, Breathe my name and remember, you are covered. Keep short accounts with me. Keep your heart soft by bringing me your day as it unfolds, not just when it unravels. Begin your mornings with simple surrender. Lord, I am yours. See me, lead me. End your evenings with gratitude. You kept me again. Do not despise the quiet paths I place under your feet. Obedience often looks ordinary, closing the tab, making the call, confessing quickly, choosing rest when fear tells you to exhaust yourself, to be safe. But ordinary obedience bends destinies. Each faithful step becomes a stone in the road I am building for you. Keep walking even when applause is absent. Keep walking when you feel slow. I measure progress by alignment, not by speed. I am not impressed by your intensity. I delight in your consistency. And remember this, I am making you not only healed, but helpful. I am sending you as one who knows the way out of hiding. Be tender with those who still wear masks. Do not demand exposure, offer safety. Share this message when I nudge you, not to prove a point, but to extend mercy. Be a shelter, be a listener, be a carrier of the same compassion that found you. Your testimony will open doors in others that your arguments never could. If resistance tries to return, repeat your vow. If shame tries to rename you, answer with the name I gave you. If confusion clouds, ask me again for the next step. I am not annoyed by your repeated need. I am honored by your repeated trust. I will continue to whisper strategy in the night and courage in the morning. I will continue to cover your mind when noise grows loud. I will continue to steady your heart when memory stings. What I start, I finish. What I bless, I keep. What I heal, I protect. So here, at the close of this holy interruption, I speak a final, loving ultimatum. Do not turn away. Do not go back to hiding. Let me see you today, tonight, and when the sun rises again. Let me walk with you into rooms you once avoided. Let me stand with you when you tell the truth. Let me sit with you when you weep, and dance with you when joy surprises you. Let me be your first thought in the morning and your last surrender at night. Keep your yes on your lips. Keep your eyes on me. Peace to your mind, peace to your heart, peace to your home. I commission you now to walk in honesty, to keep prayer close, to obey in the next faithful step. You are not leaving this moment empty. You are leaving appointed, anointed, and accompanied. My gaze is on you. My hand is over you. My spirit is within you. Go in the strength of being fully seen and fully loved. And as you go, remember, when you stop hiding, healing rushes in. I am ready to restore you, again and again. Stay with me, my child. I am here.